This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe. So welcome everyone, happy days are here again. We're back with a different review this time, and it is how to install an SSD and a heatsink into a PlayStation 5. Now I know what you're thinking Ichiban, you've already done this video. Yes, I have, however, I didn't actually show you how to physically install it, and I know from speaking to people in the Ichiban community, some people are having issues with this. In particular, Mr. Escobar, who has asked me to do a quick video to show how it's done, so stick around and let's show you how it's done. Step 1, make sure you fully shut down your PlayStation 5. You don't want it in standby when you're pulling out the power, because that is going to wreck this bad boy up. So shut it down properly, unplug everything and get it here, and then what you got to do is you got to flip one, reverse it onto the back and take off the back plate. Cheeky cut, here it is already done. And there we go, we got the back plate up. If you're having trouble taking your back plate, I lay it like that, disc tray this side, lift up from that bottom corner, and then you pull that way and it should open. It shouldn't be too much. If you're having to apply a lot of pressure, you haven't done it right. Next thing we need to do is we need to get a Phillips screwdriver, that's the cross one, and unscrew the protective heat shield plate that goes over the SSD. Cheeky cut, here it is done. So I've turned the PlayStation around so it's easier to see, unscrew that one, and now what you notice, I've taken the stuff off my wrist. I take any unnecessary gimmicks off your wrist and stuff like that. I would recommend a static bracelet, however I don't have one of those. So before touching the PlayStation or doing any of this sort of stuff, I would definitely suggest you touch something metal to try and hurt yourself, because the last thing you want is a bit of static opening this. So next thing we do is we lift open the plate, pull up, and there we go. There is the SSD already installed. I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer so you can get a better look at what's going on. So, next thing you need to do is you need to unscrew the screw and the spacer. Now, if I were you, I'd use your brain and choose your screwdriver carefully. Now, there's two types of screwdrivers here. The one on the left with the black nib is a magnetic one. That is an absolute no-no. Don't use a magnetic screwdriver to do this. Choose one like this, which has no magnet feature. You can check, because if you tap your screwdriver on the lid of the PlayStation cover, for the SSD, it will grip if it's not magnetic. Please double check that before you unscrew it. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew that screw. So the screw has been removed next. Now, one of the mistakes I see an awful lot is people trying to fit that spacer over the top of the SSD, the little grip at the bottom. No. So the spacer needs to go underneath the SSD. So how do you move the SSD? So all you need to do is a little bit of pressure to one side, click and lift, and totally blocked it with my hand, but click, lift, and there we go. The SSD has been removed. Let's put it to one side, well away from the magnet. So honestly, 99% of the problems I see is all to do with the spacer going in the wrong place. You need to just think that that spacer needs to go roughly at the height of your SSD heatsink. So for me, it goes at that one. I was trying to do it whilst not looking. And there we go, just put it in, nice and sealed. So how do you put the SSD back in, or for the first time, put the spacer in, and then watch super closely as I insert the SSD. So it's not about doing this at a crazy angle or anything, but you're going to need to go in at a very slight angle. I'm going to do it delicately, so I'm going to do it silently so I can pay close attention. But just watch it going diagonally down, and then you're gently trying to get it to fit in like that. You see, it just naturally feels like it moved in. No pressure at all, and then push in, and then boom, it's in. Now, if you look super close, can I zoom? Whoop, you're going to see that it overlaps the space, which is absolutely right, because when you put the screw back in and screw the screw in, it's going to screw it into place. You'll notice it'll be perfectly in level with the SSD slot, so therefore the cover will go back over the top. So I'm going to take a cheeky cut and I'm going to screw it all back together so you can see what it looks like when it's completed. Apologies to people watching the video here. I made a slight mistake. Now, this is absolutely right, but the thing is the screw didn't fit in, which knows you've gone and done something wrong. You have to make sure you push it in. Try and hear for the click. Listen carefully. Click. Now it's in, and you can see how much more it sort of follows the rim of the spacer so much better. So down, in, and click, and it should be perfectly fine. Be delicate with it. If you're having to force it with loads of power, you're doing it absolutely wrong. So I'm going to put the screw back in and show that it fits perfectly. There we go, voila, screws in. Again, it took so much little pressure to screw that in. It's all about being delicate. If you're having to force it, you're going wrong. So zooming back out, there we go. It's absolutely all in place. Then all we do is we take the cap. Remember, that bit's going to tuck underneath. So the underneath bit goes in like so. Oh, it's a two-hand job, so it goes in like this. There we go. Again, no pressure at all, just clips under, and then all you need to do is screw back in the screw in there, put the case back on, and you're absolutely done. So I hope you found this useful. If you've got any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below. If you found it useful, give it a cheeky thumbs up so other people can see it and enjoy it. And, you know, most of all, just subscribe to the Ichiban Army. There'll be a subscribe button somewhere here. Here, subscribe and join the Ichiban Army. With that in mind, you know what I'm going to say. Look after yourselves, take care of the people around you, and most importantly, stay out of trouble.